Hello friends, welcome to this brand new episode of Literature Made Easy. Today we are going to discuss about the poem No Second Troy. This is a poem written by modernist poet William Butler Yeats. This poem has only 12 lines and it was published in 1921. Though the poet has written this poem in 1916, he published this poem in 1921. No Second Try. Why should I blame her that she filled my days with misery, or that she would of late have taught to ignorant men most violent ways, or hurled the little streets upon the great, had they but courage equal to desire? What could have made her peaceful with a mind that nobleness made simple as a fire, with beauty like a tightened bow, a kind that is not natural in an age like this, being high and solitary and most stern? Why? What could she have done, being what she is? Was there another Troy for her to burn? So, let us discuss the poem line by line. In the first line, the poet has asked a question, a rhetorical question, we may say, that why should he blame her? The word her refers to Mordgan. The poet loved Mordgan for a long period of time, and he has expressed his love to Mordgan, but all the time this lady has rejected him. But still, our poet loved her so much that he has again and again requested her to marry him, but in vain. But here in this line, the poet has, in rhetorical way, asked a question to the readers. Why should I blame her that she filled my days with misery? Misery means in pain. The poet is actually asking a question but giving us the reply, giving us the answer, giving us the view that actually this lady, Mordgan, has filled his days with pain because she has rejected him. In the second line, we say that or that she would of late have taught to ignorant men most violent ways. Here we get a picture of the Irish people by the words ignorant men. That is, the men, quote unquote, we can say that the men, illiterate men of Ireland, who were tortured by the English people or the British Raj. So he says that this lady Mordgan, who was an eminent nationalist leader of Ireland, he has taught these ignorant men and taught them to fight against the British Raj and get their freedom. So here the poet has said that this lady or Mordgan has brought the ignorant men and from their house to the fight ground, or she has taught them the violent ways of fighting. In the fourth line, we have the line that or hurl the little streets upon the great. Here we have a picture of two different cities or two different people. Number one is little street, and number two the great. The little streets refers to the area where the lower class people are supposed to live, and the great, of course, the British or the British Raj, we can say, who were torturing these Irish people. And next, in the next line, we see that had they but courage equal to desire. That means he is comparing their courage with the desire of that lady. Next, we come to a line. What could have made her peaceful with a mind that nobleness made simple as a fire? That is, the poet is actually describing the beauties of this lady whom he has been loving for a long period of time. The poet is expressing his creativeness to describe this beautiful lady, this peaceful lady, and her nobleness with these lines. And in the next line, he says that with beauty like a tightened bow, a kind that is not natural in an age like this. That the poet has described this beautiful lady with a tightened bow, a comparison of power. A tightened bow means a bow which is so much tightened that it can go a long distance of time to the target. That is, it is very much powerful. So the poet has compared Mudgun with a tightened bow or a powerful lady, a king, a kind that is not natural in an age like this. And the poet has said that this kind of women are not natural in this type of modern period. That is, the nature of Mudgun is not natural in that period. Though she is a nationalist leader, she is much better or much greater than all the women of that period. So the poet has said, according to her nature or as far as her qualities are concerned, she doesn't belong to this period of time. Next we see that being high and solitary and most stern, that is so solitary, but still she has the power to protect, she has the power to protest, she has the power to teach the people from their indifference to their arrogance, or that is she has taught them to bring them out from their house and fight for their country, fight for their freedom. In the last two lines, what does the poet says? Why? What could she have done, being what she is? So the poet is actually comparing or describing this lady with so much power, beauty. All these things have juxtaposed in this poem. And in the last line, which is very much important and symbolic, was there another Troy for her to burn? Here in the word Troy, we get a mythological view, that is of Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, there was a town Troy, and this line refers to the Trojan War of Greece, where the king Menelaus had a beautiful queen whose name was Helen. So this Helen was so much beautiful that the prince of Troy, Paris, has fallen in love with Helen and expressed his love to her, which Helen could not refuse. So Paris took Helen in his custody and took her to Troy. When King Menelaus heard of the story of her wife and heard the story that Paris had taken Helen to Troy, King Menelaus put a great protest and destroyed the city of Troy with his power, with his valor. And this war between King Menelaus and Paris, which happened in Troy, in the ancient city Troy, is known as Trojan War. This war has been referred to here as Troy. That is, the poet again in the last line has compared his beloved Mudgun to Helen in the ancient Greek mythology. So this is the whole meaning of the story which the poet has expressed before us. Thank you.